Giving all praise to Yahweh Hashem, Al-Shah, Hashem, Rakakudah, Shalom to the 144,000. Rest of you elect out there, Shalom to you all. I'm going to make this super quick. Anyway, I'm going to title this video, The House of Israel. The men of the house of Israel shall be gods in the kingdom. Every last one of them. From the least to the greatest. The Israelite man, each and every Israelite man, from the elect to the 1/3 to the 2/3, they're all going to be gods in the kingdom of heaven. When that change comes for the elect, and when we bring back the rest of the Israelites that didn't make it, that died on this side, that took the chip, that rebelled against the Most High, they're all going to come back in the kingdom of heaven, and every male child that you have, they're going to be gods. And they're going to have spiritual power, and they're going to be special men, a peculiar people, a special people. So, you know what I'm going to do? I was going to do it right here. Let me just go start it from the beginning. Okay, so it says rage alert, and I was watching part of it last night. Julio leaves. This is Julio. Me and Julio down by the schoolyard. Julio leaves debate when he can't answer question on Jesus being God must see. Right, because they go off of this thing that Jesus is God and Heavenly Father, and pretty much we're not gods. Jesus is a God because he's a God because he's an Israelite, and he's a special Israelite, so he's a special God. He's second in command only to the Most High Yahweh. Okay, so like I said, I was going to start here, but let me just go ahead and start from the beginning. Let me see right here. And then this guy, he's going to storm. He doesn't want to debate no more. These Christians are getting their ass whipped when it comes to these scriptures. And the scripture that came up was Zechariah 12, and right here, Zechariah 12, I believe it was the 8th verse, and he misquotes it, but that's all right, you know. But he when you get into the prophetic parts of the scriptures, the prophetic books, you're gonna lose when it comes to the Israelites, the former one Westers, which includes Capt Tazaryach. Because, you know, whether you believe it or not, GMS and ISUBK teach the same thing. There's only a few things that we differ on. One is the Sabbath. The Sabbath is not Friday sundown to Saturday sundown necessarily. The Sabbath is based upon the new moon, just like, and it's a feast. Go to Leviticus 23. It tells you that the Sabbath, the first feast, is the Sabbath. So every week you have a feast, meaning you sit down and ate. That's all that meant. New moon, you had a feast. You sat down and ate. You prepared the food, heated up, cooked the food, and timed it before the sun went down. Passover. The first night of Passover is called the Passover, or the first night of unleavened bread is called the Passover. And you had to prepare the lamb before the sun went down. You picked the lamb out, or the goat, the 10th day of the month, which is the new moon, which is the clear moon, which is the Sabbath. When you have the Passover, that's the second Sabbath of the lunar cycle. So ISUBK, you got to start teaching the Sabbath the right way, because there's no way in hell you can show me that Sabbath is Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. Y'all following them small hats, man. And another thing is the micro C hip. Y'all go off on that. Maybe a couple other things, but basically, if ISBK is teaching something, they're basically going to say the same thing that we say, and we're going to say pretty much the same thing that they say. Okay? Now, Nate's, through the years, he's been going off more and more. Anyway, let's go ahead and play it. This guy's going to get emotional, and he's going to storm off the debate.
Verse 8. Let me tell you something, y'all. Get ready.
Oh, I love Zechariah chapter 12, verse 8. And they shall look upon me whom they have pierced.
Nope, that's not the wrong. You quoted it wrong. That's what happens when you jump the gun.
You don't know. Listen, when I tell y'all this man don't know the Bible, he said, I ride 12 and 8. That's when they look on the man they pierced. That's not what this verse says. This nigga does not know the Bible. Zechariah, this nigga, I can't believe this nigga said this shit. You don't know the Bible.
In that day,
Zechariah, all I want to do is read the verse. He can't, listen, this nigga can't stop talking.
And the house of David shall be his God.
Why you reading the verse? Look, this man is so in his feelings. Look at him. It's going to get to a point.
I just know.
Hey, Julio, I want everybody to understand. I'm the only one trying to maintain.
He was quoting the 10th verse, okay, which is no big deal. He was off by a couple of verses, but you should have. And you know, Capt Tazaryach is playing with you. You know how a cat plays with a mouse before it tears the head off. He's just playing with you, but you shouldn't have jumped the gun. Give me a second here. So he was close, but no cigar. So let's come on back.
Order, so we don't have a.
We all do that. You can misquote something, and I was off by. You know, that happens. But you know, Capt Tazaryach gonna play on it because it's a debate. A debate is a word. What is it called? A word fight. A word fight. That's what Denzel Washington said in the movie The Great Debaters. He said a debate is a word fight. You don't beat yourself up in a debate. You beat up the other person with words.
Shouting match, when you talk, I'm quiet. If we talking at the same time, the people are not getting edified. Just because you didn't know the verse and now trying to clean it up, you ain't got to interrupt me.
And I guarantee you, this guy couldn't break down Revelation 6, the first verse, if his life depended upon it. I don't think he can break down Genesis 1, verse 1. The word God, I don't think he can break that down. The angels are gods. The Messiah is a god, the chief God. The Most High is considered God. Israelite men on the earth are also considered gods. Are we in our godly state right now? No, we're not. We shall die like men. In the kingdom, we're not going to die. Kalel, all powerful.
You getting cut. You didn't know the verse. The best you can say is, my bad, y'all, I didn't know the verse. You gonna say that, my bad, I didn't?
And I would say that. I was off by a couple of verses. Please forgive me. I jumped the gun. That's all.
Know the verse? Of course we not. Too much Christian funky ass pride. I'm gonna read. I'm talking.
Too much pride. Yep. Too much pride. Said him saying, you know what? I was off by verses. My bad. You got me. You know?
Zechariah 12:8. In that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them shall be as David, and the house shall be as God, angel of the Lord before them. So will the whole house of David be God? Because it said the house of David.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And not just David, the house of David, but all Israelites will be gods. It don't tell you that in the same verse. Let's go on over here. The 8th verse is the key verse, but let me come up. You know what I'm going to do? Let me do this. Jerusalem to be attacked. The burden. And the governor of Judah shall say in his heart, and the inhabitants of Jerusalem shall be my strength. And Yahweh of hosts, that's the Most High, their power, their God. Yahweh is also known as a God. He's the chief God. He's the God of gods. Our Lord is the Lord of lords. He's over every lord or every king except for the Father. It says in that day, which means they're not equal. And in that day will I make the governor of Yahweh like an hearth of fire. Y'all look up the word hearth. You know, it's an old school thing. Among the wood. A hearth is like when you have a fireplace and you use this thing that blows air and it makes the fire rage. Fire. In that day I will make the governors of Yahweh like an hearth of fire among the wood. Ultimately, the wood are the enemies, and like a torch of fire, and a sheaf. A torch of fire is a torch of fire is like a stick with fire on it, which is ancient flashlights, lanterns, or whatever. And they shall devour all the people around about, on the right hand and on the left, and Jerusalem shall be inhabited again in her own place, even in Jerusalem. That's a future prophecy. Ultimately, we're going back to the land of Israel, And Yahweh also shall save the tents of Judah. Yahweh doth first, that the glory of the house of David and the glory of the inhabitants of Jerusalem do not magnify themselves against Judah. Judah is the head tribe. In that day, the future, I might even go to the Bible Hub. In that day shall Yahweh defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David. David was a god. You read about David. Saul has killed his thousands, and David his tens of thousands. By thee, O Lord, I'm able to leap over a wall. The Most High taught my hands to war, my fingers to fight, or vice versa. But he's going to truly be a God in the kingdom because we're going to have spiritual power. You shoot an arrow at us, it's going to bounce off. We're going to see it. It'll bounce off of us. Fire can't destroy us. Shall be as, we're going to be supermen and superwomen. As David, and the house of David shall be as, the feeble among them at that day shall be as the house of David, which David is going to be as a godlike figure. And the house of David shall be as God, as the angels of the Lord before them, because we're angels in bodies. So, you know, ain't no nation going to come up and take us. You got Nate teaching his nonsense about Gog and Magog attacking us. That's not going to happen. He got to really, what is it, Hebrews 5:12. You got to learn this thing again. And it shall come to pass, future event, in that day that I will seek to destroy all the nations that come against Jerusalem. When you jump two chapters up, Zechariah 14:12, he said, all the nations that came up against us, this is the plague. That's nuclear fire. And chat even told you that. And I will pour upon the house of David and upon the inhabitants of Jerusalem the spirit of grace and of the supplication, and they shall look upon me whom they have pierced. That's the Messiah. So this is the prophet Zechariah talking about the Messiah. And they shall mourn for him as one mourneth for his only son, and shall be in bitterness for him as one that is in bitterness for his firstborn. Because Yahweh Shai is considered the firstborn of the dead. Right? That's a future prophecy. Now let me come over here. Let me do this. I'm going to ask chat a question. Then we'll go back into the video. So we're doing a lot of analyzing. What the hell happened? Do it again. When will take place? I should say come to pass. Take place. Question mark. Let's see what they say. In that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David, and the house of David shall be as God, as the angel of the Lord before him. But that's all Israelite men. They're going to be gods. When will this take place? This verse is a part of a prophetic section of Zechariah 12-14. Right, 14 is the nuclear blast, which the chat said it was. That's what it sounds like. That speaks of a future time of divine intervention. Divine meaning when the Most High, comes into play. And restoration from Jerusalem and Israel. The exact timing depends on your theological perspective. Here's a breakdown of common interpretations. Futurist view. So we will be considered as futurists, not premillennialist or premillennial interpretations. We are futurists, or what's this term? The word eschatologists. We're not eschatologists. We're futurists. Futurist rule. And I can look those words up. Most evangelicals. Another way of saying teachers, right? And I'm gonna look up the word. You know what I'm gonna do? Let me go to this one. I might have broke this down wrong. Premillennial. And I'm gonna go into the word futurist, which I broke it down the right way. Let me slide this over. Okay. You know what? Let me do it this way. I was looking up Manuka honey. And there's a whole video right there, Manuka honey. Anyway, let's do this. The power of raw organic honey. That's powerful stuff. Let me see. Premillennialism among some Christian Protestants, the doctrine that the prophesied millennium of blessedness will begin with the imminent second coming of Christ. So we're premillennialists as well. I was wrong on that, right? Premillennialism and Christian eschatology, the end of all, the study of the end of things, is the belief that the Lord will physically return to the earth before the millennium, heralding a literal 1,000-year messianic age of peace. Right, that's Revelation 20 verse 4. That's one scripture that comes to mind. So let's come back over here to, let's look up the word future. So I was wrong with that. We are premillennialists, futurist. I'll put in futurist Bible. Futurist, a person who studies the future and makes predictions about it based on current trends. So we're futurists. Let me do it this way. Let me go theology. Study of God. Futurist theology interprets most of the prophetic sections of the Bible, particularly the book of Revelation, as referring to events that are yet to happen in the future, immediately preceding. Yes, we are right. So we are premillennialists and we are futurists. What's the other term? There's another term. That's not important. Can't think of it. Let's come on back.
Once again, later on, in that same exact chapter that you're reading, the Most High
answer the question.
Hold on. The Most High says, "They shall look upon me, whom they have pierced." And it's very interesting because here's the thing. Hold on. In the Old Testament,
the days of the Israelites,
the angel of the Lord speaks as God and receives worship, does he not? And forgives sins. Right or wrong?
Peter and them can forgive sins. That's not something ascribed to just Christ.
They don't receive worship, though, do they?
First of all, again, that
people worshiped them, but they didn't accept the worship. Just like the angel in Revelation 19, when John, the Apostle John, went to bow down to the angel. He said, "Nah, I'm your fellow brother," proving that what? Israelites are righteous angels in human bodies.
worship. Wait. What? See, once again, you can't answer. You answer a question. Did Peter and them have the ability to forgive sins? Yes or no? Answer the question
about that. I said that
you brought up that Christ could forgive sins as if he was the only one that could do it.
Cal,
did Peter and them have the ability to forgive sins? Yes or no?
I just told you.
Because you ain't answered Zechariah 12:8. Like if we want to listen, Julio, I'm gonna just give you this one out, right? If we're gonna go into over talking tactics, I could do it the best.
You can't.
If we start over talking, the people just gonna hear two grown men, and they're not gonna hear neither one of us. We can't keep over talking. You see how I keep trying to calm you down? I'm trying to teach you. Listen, you can get into school. We can raise you up, little man. We can raise you. So now, Zechariah
can't raise him up if he's not of the elect.
Well, Renee, which is my question, which you have not answered. This said the house of David, not a singular person. It says the house of David shall be as God, as the angel of the Lord before them. So, can you make the distinction that only Christ can be called God, or will the house of David be called God? Which one?
You're not answering what I'm asking because you're running back.
I'm asking the question.
He's asking you a question. Why don't you answer the question? Answer the effing question.
And hold on. Don't do that. We got here because I said it's my turn to ask a question. So you can't bring up no question that you have. You got to respond to my question.
Okay, so it says the house of David shall be as God, as the angel of the Lord before them. So you're trying to sit here and say, right? First of all, in the Old Testament, the angel of the Lord speaks for God and receives worship. Yes or no? I'm answering your question, by the way.
Angels don't receive worship. The angel that came to Manoah, the father of Samson, did not receive worship. He said, "Look, I gave him a message. You're going to have a son. I'm out of here. What's your name? None of your damn business. Goodbye." Boom. Go back to Revelation 19. I can even read it, Don't bow down to me. I'm a fellow brother of yours. So we're angels in bodies.
Does the angel of the Lord receive worship, Cap?
You would have to show me a verse, little man.
Okay, now if we're gonna look here. Now if we're gonna do this, we can just cut this debate short right now.
He's looking for a way. He's looking for the exit. He said, "I can't deal with this. It's too stressful."
That's up to you.
Cause ain't nothing little over this way, and I'm probably
definitely little. You definitely little. I'm 6'5".
I don't know about that.
I'm 6'5".
The interesting thing about it is, Cap, is I always learned that when somebody
you answer the verse or not.
Bullshit.
This is why GMS does not deal with Christians. We don't want to have a discussion. We don't breathe the same air that you got to breathe. If you're walking on one street, I want to be on the other side of the street. I don't want to have nothing to do with you Christians, man. Unless you denounce Christianity, then we can teach you. You're not ready to learn. Read St. John. You like to quote St. John 3:16. Read. Start from the first verse. Nicodemus couldn't get it unless he became born again. You ain't gonna never get it. You Christians.
That's when you
answer the verse.
We're gonna cut this short.
Can you answer the verse?
He want to go home. Hey, I was watching part. I woke up in the middle of the night, 4 a.m, and Pulp Fiction was on. Last part in the diner, where Samuel pull a toolie out on the dude, and the woman, the girl, Honey Bunny. She got nervous. She said, "I gotta go pee. I gotta go to the bathroom. I want to go home." That's him. That's Honey Bunny. Austin, Dr. Julio, whatever, Broton is Honey Bunny. That's Honey Bunny from Pulp Fiction. I gotta go pee. I want to go home.
No, we're gonna cut this debate short.
He laughing, y'all. He laughing at your ass. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. Where's that at? In Luke. It's somewhere in Luke. Let me do it this way. Let me cheat. They laughed at him because he could not finish building. Bible. It's going to take me to Luke 14 and 29. Let's do it this way. Let's do it. You know what? Let me do it this way. This is what this guy did. He began to build with the Capt Tazaryach, and he wanted to go home and go to the bathroom like Honey Bunny. That's Honey Bunny. I want to go to the bathroom. I want to go home. Okay, here we go. Let me do it this way. Luke. Okay, it says, I'm sorry, let me do it this way. Which way should I do it? Okay, King James. Lest happily after he hath laid the foundation and is not able to finish it, all that beheld it began to mock him. Now I got to go up a verse. Let me go up a verse. So that's what Honey Bunny did. He wanted to have a debate. He started building. He says, I gotta go home, go to the bathroom. I gotta go pee. For which of you intending to build a tower sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it? Honey Bunny didn't have sufficient to finish it. And they began to what? Mock at him when he couldn't finish. That's Honey Bunny right here. Honey Bunny. So if you're watching this Capt Tazaryach, he's officially Honey Bunny from Pope Fiction. You know what I'm going to do? Let's have a little fun with this. Because you know we like to have fun when we can. Give me a second. I'll show you what I'm talking about. If you never watched Pope Fiction, that's a critically acclaimed, one of the great Tarantino, Quentin Tarantino. He's a Sicilian. Anyway, that was one of his best. The best movie is not Reservoir. Reservoir Dogs was good. True Romance was the best. Not Pope. Pope was up there, but True Romance. If you haven't seen the movie True Romance, that's a roller coaster ride right there. Right there. Okay, let me see what I'm going to do here. Okay. Honey Bunny from Pope Fiction. That's her. I want to go pee. I want to go to the bathroom. That's Honey Bunny. That's Honey Bunny in drag. This is the real Honey Bunny. This is Honey Bunny. Where's Honey Bunny? Honey Bunny. Right there. Let's look at it again. Honey Bunny. She was screaming when Samuel got the drop on her man. She lost it. She started circling. Oh my God! I'm gonna kill somebody. And then my man Samuel said, "We gonna be like Fonzie." And what is Fonzie about? What does Fonzie say do? He said, "We gonna be like Fonzie." And what is Fonzie? Fonzie is cool. Crazy, man. This is crazy. You know she was breaking. He saw it. My man Samuel saw that she was breaking down because she was going by the energy of the dude, this guy, you know. Anyways, so now from now on we will deem this man Honey Bunny. Honey Bunny. Look at. And see, that's another way you deal. If you're going to deal with the Christians, embarrass them. Don't respect their fucking time. You cut them short. You know, jump When they're in the middle of a sentence, cut into it. Tell them you got to go to the bathroom, eat something, cough, talk shit, laugh, get on the phone, talk to your girl, whatever. Fuck these niggas, man.
That nigga ran, yo.
He did run. He ran. He didn't run well, but he ran.
Okay, crazy.
He did not run well. Let me see. Ran well. He did. Let me see. Run well. Run well. Let's see what comes up. Come on now. And I'm going to show you what it means by the house of David. Okay. Ye did run well. Who did hinder you that ye should not obey the truth? Well, that's him. Ye did run well. Who did hinder you that ye should not obey the truth? Because the captain is giving the truth. He don't want to get the truth. He want to go to the bathroom like Honey Bunny. Right? Let's open this up. That's why he laughed. Luke. He sought to build a house. He wasn't able to finish it, and he got laughed to scorn. For in Yahushai, neither circumcision availeth anything, nor uncircumcision, but faith, which worketh by love. Right. If you're not back then, if you wasn't circumcised, no big deal. Look up the Jerusalem Council. It says, ye did run well. Who did hinder you that ye should not obey the truth? This persuasion cometh not of him that calleth you. A little leaven leaveneth the whole lump. Right. All you can's got a little leaven in you, man. So, anyway, let me come over here. I'm going a little long, I know. Okay, let me tell you what that means. Give me a second. And bring it back. Zechariah. When it speaks about David, the first scripture that came to my mind was Amos 9 and 12. We may start at 11. Amos 9 and 12. Let me try to start at 11. Oh, we started verse above. In that day, right, will I raise up the tabernacle of David, which is fallen, meaning the Israelites, the generation that was with King David, especially the men close to him, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old. During the time of David, the days of old, he was a mighty man. He had the Edomites in slavery. So guess what? David had the Edomites as slaves. We're going to have the Edomites as slaves again. And we're going to take over the whole planet Earth. The house of David means the people that were part of the kingdom of David that are here now. Everything is reincarnated, something that the Christians don't understand. It says, 12 verse, that they may possess the remnant of Edom. The remnant of Edom is talking about the land of Edom, because we're all going to have Edom as slaves, but the remnant of Edom is talking about the land. We're going to take their land. Why? Because they're going to be spread out being slaves. And then after that time period, we're going to burn them up. So what land are we going to put them in? We ain't got no need for them. Moses said burn them up. Obadiah 1:18. And of all the heathen, the word heathen means land too. It means nations, but it means land too. I'm going to prove that to you. Which are called by my name, saith Yahweh, that doeth it. Right? I'm going to show you that Edom also means land. We're going to look up the word heathen too. Possess the remnant, the remaining of Edom. Let's look up the word Edom. Red Edom, Idumean descendant of Edom, land of Edom. Idumea, land south and southeast of Palestine. So Edom. So in this in Amos, it's talking about the land of Edom. Let's look at heathen. Let's see what they give you in the book of heathen. Does it say a land too? Let me see. Let me look at this. Might not say nothing. But Edom is talking about the land. Okay, doesn't give me what I want. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom. On to the next shalom.